Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Elite Weather. My name is Mr. G. Well, after a very traumatizing day yesterday across the Midwest, we are trying to pick up the pieces and clean up after the 38 tornadoes that went across the Midwest and parts of the South as well. Several folks lost their lives, so my thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of those tornadoes. And as you can see here in the Twin Cities, we had interesting weather as well. We saw some thunderstorms yesterday. We even saw some severe storms in Minnesota yesterday, and we ended it all with a major blizzard that dropped a foot of snow last night. Numerous power outages across the metro due to 60-mile-an-hour winds that blew through about 2, 3, or into 4 in the morning. It only lasted a few hours. The winds did, but did they cause a lot of damage? We saw a lot of power outages, down trees all over the cities, a foot of snow. So we had a long night last night with that severe weather. So and I even saw thunder and lightning with that snow. So thunder, snow, and a blizzard. It was quite a day yesterday across parts of the Midwest and down in the South. So we're looking at the live look of the Twin Cities right now. I-94 through the city of St. Paul. Minneapolis is in the distance over there. So a nice day is on tap across the Midwest and the plains as we try to clean up from the damage from the storms yesterday. And we're going to be seeing a lot of sunshine from the upper Midwest down to the Gulf Coast and southern Texas as well. Our storm is now moving to the eastern United States and into the Northeast. So let's jump into our maps so that we can take a look at what's going on out there, shall we? As well as take a look at the next storm that's going to be causing problems next week. Okay, let's get into our weather forecast right now and take a look at our maps and talk about what we're going to be dealing with here over the next 24 to 36 hours and beyond. Here's our current surface pattern right now as we're looking at our storm from last night that is making its way into the eastern Great Lakes. It's going to be moving along the St. Lawrence Valley up into eastern Canada, but we are seeing our very strong barclinic flow around this storm system. So we're seeing those high winds throughout the Great Lakes and the parts of the eastern U.S. and into the Northeast. And we also are looking at those rain showers and thunderstorms. So we will be seeing that severe weather moving into the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic and down across the southeastern U.S. as well. We could be dealing with those showers and thunderstorms today, but high pressure is in control across the nation's midsection from the northern plains, the central and southern plains, and through the state of Texas. We're going to be seeing dry weather today. Dry weather also is going to be prevalent across the southwest, but they have a strong northerly flow across the western half of the country, so it's going to be cold out in the western United States. And we have another storm system that's up in Canada with a trailing cold front down across the northwest, and that is going to be bringing some snow through parts of the northern Rockies and the Cascade Mountains and rain down along the west coast of the Pacific Northwest. So Portland and Seattle could pick up some rain showers today as this storm system makes its way across the northern tier. I think that storm is going to eventually drop down into the Central Plains and into the Midwest, where it's going to be the catalyst for more showers and severe weather and heavy snow across the northern plains next week. So let's take a look at our next map. Here's our current satellite imagery. There is our big storm that we're seeing across the Northeast. We're seeing a lot of cold air filtering in behind the storm, hence the whiteness right here. That's that cold air in the atmosphere that the satellite is picking up. We see our dry slot right in here. We have our cold front right there that's advancing to the east in our storms and everything. And we have our snow across parts of southern Canada through Ontario. And there is our western storm as well as that is beginning to move across the northern tier of the nation. And here is our current temperatures across the U.S. And you can see that warmth down here across the south. So Texas through Mississippi and Alabama and Florida, Georgia as well, and into the southeastern U.S. and the mid-Atlantic states. We're seeing those temperatures in the 60s, and we're going to be seeing those temperatures increase further, we're going to be seeing some 70s into parts of the northeast as that severe weather starts to move into that area. Here is that cold air on the backside of our storm system, pulling that cold air down out of Canada. We are seeing some temperatures in the teens across the northern plains today, and that's going to last a day or two. But we're going to see things turn around quickly because we have another storm system that's coming in off of the Rockies that's going to cause more warm air advection to come up off of the Gulf of Mexico and down into Texas. So we're going to be seeing temperatures in the 50s through parts of the northern plains tomorrow, and some 60s as well as our next storm makes its way toward this area. And here we are as we take a look at our current wind speeds. We're seeing some breezy conditions out there. There are some winds in the 40 to 50 mile an hour range. We saw those winds come through Minnesota last night and the Dakotas with our blizzard, as we saw winds peak out at 50 to 60 miles per hour. It was a noisy night with all those winds out there. Kind of sounded like a ghost, like whoo! You could hear it just blowing through those trees with no leaves. So it was just a spooky sound with that heavy snowfall, and then the flashes of lightning that looks blue in the snow. So it was pretty spooky. So anyway, here is that windy weather that's moving across the northeast and the eastern half of the United States, as we have that very strong area flow pressure and high pressure baroclinic zones that is going to be funneling some of those winds coming up from the south and southwest ahead of that front. But behind that front, we're going to be seeing those winds switching around to the northwest and to the north, as we're going to be seeing those very windy conditions. And for many of you folks, those winds will begin to die down later tonight and into your day tomorrow. Those winds won't last for too long, as they are right on the heels of that area flow pressure that is going to be departing the United States today. Here is our dew points. We're seeing those warmer dew points down across the south, 70 degrees, upper 60s in those dew points. And we're going to be seeing some of those 60-degree dew points work their way up into the northeast toward the mid-Atlantic states, where we're going to be seeing those showers and thunderstorms today, and some of that severe weather make its way into the northeast. And here we are as we take a look at our temperature departures from what we saw yesterday. We're going to be seeing it much cooler across the parts of the Midwest today, up to 20 degrees colder than yesterday through parts of the Great Lakes. Minnesota, we're going to be seeing a few degrees cooler today. A lot of sunshine out there across the Midwest, but because of that cold air in place behind our storm, it's going to kind of override that a little bit, but we're going to be seeing a significant modification of the air mass as the day wears on. But right now, it's pretty cold out there for the early morning hours, so later in the day, we'll see that improve as our cold air advances behind our warm front and our cold front in that area of low pressure heading toward the northeast and into southern Canada. All right, here is a look at our lightning strikes right now. We have a line of thunderstorms moving through Ohio, central Ohio, and we have some thunderstorms along the southeastern and the eastern seaboard from the mid-Atlantic states down to southern Georgia and northern Florida. We're seeing some showers and thunderstorms right now. And here is a look at our future track as we look at where those storms are going to be on your day today. We're going to be looking at that heavy rain, some large hail as well through the northeast, across the big cities from Boston all the way down to Philadelphia and DC. We're going to be seeing those showers and thunderstorms, especially about 8 o'clock tonight. A line of thunderstorms will be approaching the 95 corridor, so Boston all the way down to Washington, D.C. We'll be seeing a line of thunderstorms with severe storms possible. There's a possibility of tornadoes today as well, some large hail and damaging winds. We could be seeing winds in excess of 60 miles an hour on the East Coast, so large hail is going to definitely be a thing, and some damaging winds, so some more folks to watch out for. I don't think we're going to get quite the outbreak that we saw in the Midwest yesterday, but we will see a lot of rainfall, lots of high winds, lots of lightning and thunder. A few tornadoes could be possible as well today. So again, to be weather aware and alert today as conditions can change rapidly. Here is a look at our severe weather threat today, and we're going to be seeing that potential for severe weather from the parts of Maine all the way down the eastern coast there through Boston. We're going to be seeing it in Hartford, New York City, and Philadelphia, and all the way down to Baltimore and D.C. We're going to be seeing that potential there for some severe thunderstorms today. And here's our next storm that's going to be coming in. From Tuesday, we're going to be seeing that severe weather through the Midwest. We're going to be seeing severe thunderstorms in exactly the same place that we saw yesterday. Exactly the same scenario as today. Only a couple of minor changes. I think our low will track a little bit further to the north, but not by much. So as of right now, we are looking at another potential tornado outbreak through the northern and central plains down to the southern plains, as well as the mid-south as well, and into the Mississippi River Valley. We're going to be seeing that potential for severe thunderstorms down the I-35 corridor, 55, 57, I-80, I-70, I-40, 44, 94. We're going to be seeing those areas that those roads service, seeing that severe weather. Expect numerous tornadoes again, very large hail, gorilla hail, 3-inch, 4-inch diameter hail, lots of travel disruptions, some airport disruptions, highways could have some problems, damaging winds that can gust 70, 80 miles per hour. Some outside instances where winds can peak at 90 miles per hour. So again, we're going to go through this one more time next week, early next week, as we look at the potential for severe weather. And I'm going to be right here tracking it, and I'm going to do some lives on Tuesday as well as we track this latest event of severe weather. I got a software that I use for tracking storms up and running again, so I got it fixed. So we're going to be good to go to do lives and track these storms in real time. All right, so Tuesday night into Wednesday, here's our severe weather setup. We have a lot of cold air through the Rockies and out towards the west, coming down out of Canada, an amplified jet stream heading to the northeast, and we have an area of low pressure that's going to be forming across the Central Plains, another Colorado low, and we have our severe storm potential where we're going to be seeing that warm air coming up from the south off the Gulf of Mexico, a lot of warm air being shunted up to the north by that very powerful jet stream. So it's going to set the stage for that severe weather outbreak again to occur early next week. And then we're going to be seeing that cold across the western United States, the high plains, the Rockies, the Sierra Nevada, even all the way down to the deserts, Arizona, and into Southern California. A lot cooler for this time of the year. So we're going to be seeing regular daily record lows will be challenged. And we're going to be seeing freeze warnings and watches and very low snow levels. So any storms coming through can produce snow at very low altitudes. I mean, down to 1,000, maybe 1,500 feet, we could be seeing some snow if we see any storms coming through the western United States. And here we are as we look at our next spring storm that's coming up out of the central Rockies, our Colorado low that's going to make its way toward the Great Lakes and into southern Canada once again. Here is our cold air coming down out of Canada, our warm air surging north off the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to see a dry line over West Texas, so we'll be seeing some dry line thunderstorms, some dry line severe storms, and lots of severe storms right in through the center of the Midwest here in the mid-Mississippi River Valley. So lots of severe weather. Heavy snow will take place once again across the northern plains and the upper Mississippi River Valley through Michigan, Minnesota, the Dakotas, Nebraska, Montana, Wyoming, and through Colorado as well. We're going to be seeing that potential for heavy snow. I think this time the snow will be just a bit to the northwest of Minneapolis. So I don't think we will see as much snow across Minneapolis that we saw last night, where we saw about a foot of snow in many areas in the Twin Cities. Here is our snowfall totals that we expect with that next storm, and we could be seeing as much as 18 inches of snow through central South Dakota and down through eastern Wyoming, and again up in northern Minnesota, we can see up to 18 to 24 inches of snow. So 2 feet of snow is possible again as we have another powerful storm that will be moving through the Midwest and through the plains as we head into and through next week. Here is a look at our blizzard conditions, what we'll be seeing in western Minnesota, north and south Dakota, southeastern Montana, eastern Wyoming, eastern Colorado, and down through northwestern Nebraska, where we're going to be seeing those high winds and very hazardous travel conditions and near zero visibility with blowing and drifting snow. The fire weather is going to be a problem today through parts of Oklahoma, southeastern Colorado, eastern New Mexico, and western Texas, where we have windy and dry conditions. That is also going to be contributing to our fire hazard. But the nice part about it is it's not as warm as it could be, a little bit cooler, but we are looking at high winds because of that northwesterly flow and very dry conditions. We already have a fire burning in west of Oklahoma City right now. So again, we're already starting with those brush fires out there. That is a look at your weather forecast. My name is Mr. G, as we talk about what we saw yesterday and last night, and talk about the next storm that's going to be coming up as we head into and through next week. Again, thank you for watching. Leave your likes, comments, and subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.